All right, so let's ask our panel about this and how they feel about it. Bob, you have a thing or two to say. What do you think? Perhaps just about the video that we just watched.
Yeah, California voted for Joe Biden. I just the thought process I don't get, and you and I have talked about, you know how I feel about this. My girls play volleyball. They're in high school. They don't need to compete against people who used to be a guy. I'm sorry. And gee, who thinks that? How about a former decathlete? Like the gold medal winner back in the 70s says the same thing. He used to be born a guy and now female. That's his choice. But it's not his choice to decide where he's going to play. I believe we have to lay down the rules and say, no, I'm sorry. You can't compete against girls.
Yeah, because there are biological, physical differences between the bodies. So, Stacy, what do you think?
So I love that one of the people who was most adamant about allowing this seemed to have no concept of what sports are, because there's a reason why we have Title IX and Title X, which allows for the creation of girls' sports teams and the funding of those teams at the same level as every other team. We wouldn't need sports teams for women if girls, starting around the age of 9 or 10, and boys began to display marked differences in their abilities. If that wasn't the case, if there really wasn't any difference between the genders, then we could have everybody competing together from age 3 in the Pee Wee leagues all the way up through college and at the Olympic level. So there's definitely, Bob hit the nail on the head. He said that these people voted for Joe Biden. I got what you meant, Bob. I hope everybody else don't miss Bob's. He slid in a little smack there, and it was delicious. Yeah.
So, Dennis, Martina Navratilova, the former tennis player, obviously, she said that male-born transgender athletes are cheating. She blasted it, said it's completely insane to allow them to compete against female athletes.
She's right. Governor DeSantis got this right. Florida legislature got this right. Can you believe we're even having this debate? When across the ocean, we've got China that's now investing in third world countries, building infrastructure, putting in manufacturing. We got Russia breathing down our backs. We got the Mideast now becoming a hotbed. And here we are worried about this. For goodness sakes, if you're a man, you play man sports. If you're a woman, you play women's sports. That's the way it's been. That's the way it should be. I think Governor DeSantis clearly got it right. And I'm very hopeful that we'll start paying attention to some issues that really matter as to the sustainability of our democracy.
By the way, you know, this conversation is funny that the tennis conversation, because Dr. Renee Richards was somebody back in the 70s that got up to number 20 on the female rankings, and he was a transgender woman. So I'd say he, born a guy, became a female.
So, Carl, what do you think, though? Do you think that what Governor DeSantis did in Florida will be followed by other states in order to protect girls' sports?
Well, I'm trying to figure out why the left doesn't like sports in this country. First, they came up with the absurd idea of participation trophies, and now they want to let guys crash the girls' sports competitions. I'm an openly gay man, and I can tell you in the gay community, a lot of the gays are not in support of allowing transgender biological males to basically unfairly compete in girls' sports. This is about the integrity of a competition. This is about making sure that people can feel like they are competing on a level playing field, and that whoever wins, wins because they've been able to develop their talents. They've worked hard. They've been able to play the game better, not because they are born with some sort of advantage unfairly taken into consideration during the competition. So a lot of gays support what Governor Ron DeSantis has done. They're very quiet about it because it's not very popular in the gay community, but it's the truth. It's about fundamental fairness.
And then we had Bruce Jenner, the former Bruce Jenner, saying the same thing, right? I mean, he would know if anybody, Heather.
Yeah, he does seem to be kind of waffling on that a little bit.
He's walked it back a little, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's walked it back.
And why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Because he's running for governor.
In California. Yeah. So it always comes down to that.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean any disrespect to Caitlyn Jenner. She is running for governor.
All right.
Brings us back to the argument, right?
Yeah. Well, I think that wraps it up, though, for this topic.
There is nothing left to be said.
So stand by, panel, because coming up, we're going to talk about some more things.